ฉันคือเขาวงกฏเอ้ยอะไรไม่รู้ครับ
Now step away from this false banquet and then onto that bloody stage.
Let's have a break.
โอ้โหแหลกเฮี้ยแหลกเฮี้ยเห็นมันบอกว่าไปลงอะไรนี่นั่นแหละเดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้เดี๋ยวผมทำปกของ Star ของการ Star Rail ให้นะแต่วันนี้ขออนุญาตไปอย่างอื่นก่อนเฮ้ย
The palace that worshipped the ocean, the sanctuary connected to the vortex, was also her exuberant song halted the passage of time in this place, imprisoning my body and shielding her soul from the twisted time and space reflect her. And so, the Imperator's crimes were veiled.
Stay away from Apollonius.
This cup of honey brew.
Run, Virginia.
Dux Hakalithist. We can't give up here.
Love steeps in.
All you see is a remnant of history. And your interference is just another equally futile echo.
Mavis, dispel the gloom, destroy the skies.
ไปปึ๊บปึ้มครับปึ้ม
Don't worry, night falls. Good night.
โอ้โหไปต่อบึ้มปัก
We're lost. Have some sunshine. Thanks. I'll energize.
บึ้มครับแล้วยื
Mavis,
นรอบ
dispel the gloom, destroy the skies. Have some fun. Rise and shine. Stars, shine for the heroes. That hurts a bit. Return to dust.
ก็เรียบร้อยสิครับแบบนี้
Apollonius. Look, but I think
I'm sorry.
it's okay. I'm glad to die.
Such an ironic. Even as the foundation of the world crumbles, the heartlet during the first flame chase journey, the flame chase legion storms. The hell before you is the recreation of that very
Apollonius, look. I chased the enemy away.
เฮ้ย ขอลองหน่อยสิ
Apollonius. Look.
Like fire until everything
อ๋อ
burns to
โอเค
ashes.
ก็ดีแล้วล่ะ
Set to the sea.
มันจะตามแบบหน้าไปสัก
Can't wait anymore.
รอบ
To live.
อ่ะนี่ด้วย
Set to the sea. Go flame.
Memories.
โอเคงั้นก็อย่าเสียเวลากูเลยนะ
So beautiful. Let's seize this fine moment. Unite our goals. Immolate in my death.
ปึ๊บโอเค
Time to head to the next funeral.
แล้วก็เปลี่ยนเป็น อันนี้อีกรอบ บอกเลยว่าปรับทีรู้เรื่องแน่นอนครับ ที่ไหนอีกเนี่ย
A painful past, yet hidden beneath a veil of joyful song. Ah, two discarded Dayton relive.
ถ้างั้นก่อนที่กูจะไปนี่งั้นขออนุญาต
Isn't that... You finally made it.
อ๋อไอ้พวกนี้หลับอยู่เหรอ
Isn't that the deliverer?
ขึ้นได้ แต่ก่อนจะขึ้นนะ ขอดูก่อนว่าตรงเนี้ยมันเกิดอะไรขึ้น ตรงนี้มีอะไรให้กูนี่หรือเปล่าโอ้วันนี้มีน้ำไม่ได้แน่ต้องวิ่งไปตรงนี้ก่อน
Isn't that the deliverer? You finally made it.
What a wretched way to die. The flame chase army, devoured by warbling fish, never saw it coming. Look, the cruel imperator and her knight commander, the pitiful warden. What a perfectly matched duo of test subjects. Their hands drip with blood. Raise the bridge and cross the river of fate. This path of the
Imperator! Imperator! Did you see my gallant deeds, Imperator?
โอเค ที่จะเอา
Isn't that the deliverer? You finally...
ลงแป๊บ เอาขึ้นเหรอ อุ้ยอุ้ยอุ้ยอุ้ยอุ้ยอุ้ยอุ้ยอุ้ยอุ้ยกูก็รับกล่องเลยรออะไรอะ แล้วก็วิ่งมาหาขอก่อนที่กูจะไปทำเควสจริงเพราะกูขี้เกียจมาที่นี่ต่อแล้วไหนๆก็มาที่นี่แล้วมาที่นี่ครั้งเดียวไปเลยจะได้จบ
Didn't think I could find that, did you?
Isn't that the deliverer? You finally made it.
Imperator!
A sovereign and the sword at her side. There are countless counterparts across the cosmos.
Imperator, why did you...
You're here, Dux Gladiorum.
You ordered me to seal the sea route and handle threats from the rear. So why didn't you wait for me to return? Why send the vanguard ahead and let them die in vain?
Die in vain? No, you're wrong. Their golden blood won't be spilled for nothing.
The trial of law? You never spoke of this to anyone. What is...
The one who wishes to bear law must purge this world of its curse, and offer the blood of the accursed as sacrifice. I pondered long on what Talantin meant by blood of the accursed. That you, I, and every Chrysos heir summoned by the prophecy are the accursed ones. Just like that arrogant Theoros said, our golden blood is the agent of destruction. Dux Frigoris, Dux Brumalis, Dux Helcalethist. Their fate was sealed at that moment. Dying on a glorious camp.
You speak as if they didn't die because of your cold-blooded schemes. Was their loyalty meaningless to you?
Losses are a constant on the Flame Chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value. If a subject marches to war without that conviction, then yes, as you said, shallow loyalty means nothing.
And what about my loyalty, Ceridra? You sent me away under the pretense of guarding the rear. Was there any shred of humanity left in you?
Because you still have a duty no one else can bear. Only you can uphold Fagusa's divine authority. The choice is yours now. Cast off the chains of loyalty and drive those blades through my heart. Or stand with me and sever the ocean's last breath. If you no longer share my vision or believe in the new law I seek to weave for Amphorius, then go on and end me. The Imperator of Amphorius may be ruthless and cruel, but never a hypocrite. When I say life itself holds... Know this. I am ready to sacrifice everything for the ambition to...
Now you've seen it. The brutal Imperator was willing to spill the blood of 500 heroes to complete the trial of law. As for... I'm no storyteller. I have no duty nor interest in filling the history you've... I just want you to witness the monstrous choice the Imperator made before the Chrysos heir turned the... I gave up on using words to solve conflicts 2,000 years ago. But I won't squander a chance, not even a sliver of one. If there's even a crack in the walls of your conviction, then my victory is already assured. Now that the past is settled, let's turn the and dive deeper still until... This hidden gate leads to the vortex. Hurry now. The time of our reunion draws me. This hidden gate lead. Hurry now.
เมื่อน้ำมันลดขนาดนี้มีเหรอ
This cruel journey will reach its end at long last.
Didn't think I could find that, did you?
Hmm. เอ้าหลับอยู่อย่างนี้ก็เสร็จโจแล้วกูก็ไปต่อเลยกูไม่มาอยู่ให้โง่หรอกนะ ใครจะอยู่ก็อยู่กูไม่อยู่กูบอกเลยใครจะอยู่ก็อยู่กูไม่อยู่คนหนึ่งละ
Let's have a break. You've been silent a long while, Dux Gladiorum. Starting to doubt your decision?
Save your breath. The vortex of Fugusa is just ahead. After the trial, there's nothing left between us.
So you'll stop swimming toward the stars, Dux Gladiorum?
I was always a creature of the sea. The stars in the sky were never meant for me.
Look, a gravestone. But whose name does it bear? It was here that the prisoner who witness, listen, and awake. Dux Gladiorum. I've lost count of how many times you've...
You talk too much for a prisoner like Kyrgyz.
Two geniuses who defied law and all the Chrysos heirs who sacrificed themselves in this cycle worked together to chip away my strength. But they, you, can never affect my will. And as long as my will remains intact.
Don't get ahead of yourself. I still have ways to change.
Please, do surprise me. But I'd say your mission... Oh, it was here you gorged out the core flame of ocean from Fagusa's body. It was here you and that Imperator, you drove your blade into her heart. A loyal subject turned regicide. A demigod committing deicide. Oh, but if that's the truth, then why, after 1,000 years, are you still... Come to think of it, perhaps...
Your calm does stir the rage in me. As if the one paying the price here isn't you, but us. The ones who lost everything.
That's only because I've waited 13 million lifetimes for my loneliness never once showed me its fatal side. In fact, for a prisoner of the cave, it's more. But you're different, Dux Gladiorum. Loneliness has crept from the silent depths, sinking its claws into your mind, bit by bit.
You're right, Lycurgus. Loyalty, curse, the fall of my kin, and this endless waiting. I can't break free of the whirlpool that's pulling me under. Nor do I have the unwavering resolve to force myself to wait for that person's return.
Oh, deliverer from beyond the sky, my executioner. How much longer until he arrives here? Or will he ever return?
I don't know. And I doubt anyone does.
Then, what will he...
Saridra. This will be the last time I carry out your decree. Ever since you took me under your banner and made me the Dux Gladiorum, my music has belonged to others. Time and time again, I use the siren's song to lure the unwary into illusions for your schemes and strategies. Now, let the siren Electra sing for herself. Let me step into an endless dream of... Oh, great ocean. I offer you the rest of my clarity and my freedom in exchange for the strength to stand against the nihility and honor the sacrifices of the fallen heroes. Greyfry, deliverer from beyond the sky. When you ride the current of time and find your way here, you'll hear my solo. It will guide you to the heart of this world. By then, I may still be lost in my self-wrought slumber, but I'll uphold my part of this long relay and guard the shackles that seal the Theoros. Do you still remember? To awaken someone from a siren's voice, you'll need the gift I once gave you. May you still have it when the time comes. When you return, please pour that honey brew upon this grave. It holds the story of all our struggles and sacrifices. May you see it one day. The prelude Amphorius wrote for your return. When your morning ends, I'll likely wake from my dream as well. Then, follow the trail of echoes and find me. And together, we'll bring judgment upon the sinner who defiled the erudition.
At long last, 33,550,336 cycles and 4,931 years. The shadows within the cave gave everything. Yet all they did was mimic life outside its walls.
Enough! They were no shadows. Everything they did shattered the darkness of this cave and unearthed the core flame of Trailblaze. And now, with that core flame, I'll light the dawn of Amphorius!
Do you still choose the will of the paths as your answer in the end? I do not agree with that answer, but I respect your tribute to them. As an apology, and in the name of Theoros, who saw all destinies in this world, let me join you in mourning. And then let us face each other and decide whose flame will rise with this new dawn.
Hãy
To Virginia, Apollonius, Seneca, Labienus, and Ceridra.
Through a brutal sacrifice, they lit the stars of law in this world, propelling Amphorius's fate forward. In the shimmering mirage of illusion, they entrusted their dreams to ride among the stars, to the hero yet to...
To Aglaia, Trebios, Mightymos, Castorus, Anaxagoras, Cyphera, Hyacinthia.
In a relay spanning 1,000 years, they stood against enemies, and in that same 30 million cycles, also marked by futility, Let this be the end of mourning the fallen. At last, allow me one final toast.
That voice.
Bathed in the honeydew of Fagusa, she will awaken.
High silence.
This tombstone of the old world serves as the anchor of the siren's illusion, a sigil Electra
แม้
used
จะ
to
ผ่าน
bind
ไป
her
หลาย
self.
พันปี
At
ก็
the
ยัง
same
ไม่มี
time,
อยู่ดี
it is the very thing I once proclaimed at the start of the show. A microcosm of a group of prisoners bound themselves in a cave, crowning their suffering with heroism. Now, destroy it. End the illusion. Theoros will take his leave for now. And that shall be the moment that decides. The prison warden's dream is nearly over, and the prisoner will soon be freed to the final execution ground, where I
จริงๆผ่านแค่เนี้ยไม่ก็ได้แล้วทำไมมันต้องแบบ
This world and I shall halt here until we meet again.
Give it some sunshine and the color will get even pretty.
ที่แห่งนี้คือที่ไหน
The last demigod. I'm here.
Go forth for the hopes of humankind.
Go forth for the duty of deliverance.
Go forth for the belief in flame chase.
Go forth for the golden blood's glory.
Go forth.
Seems like my feast is over. It's now your turn to perform.
เอาว่ะเทพแห่งโล
Little
กา
Grey Fry, please accept my thanks. I was the only one left after the world was destroyed, and I maintain this lonesome feast with my songs. I have prayed to that lightless sea for centuries, hoping. Thankfully, you arrived as promised, and everyone's wait was not in vain. Thank you, final audience of mine. This is probably the last praise I'll ever hear in my life. Now, you and I will walk towards the end of this world. The heroes have waited for this moment for far too long. Let us use our blades to testify. Oh, prisoner of the seas. Theoros carrying 30 million cycles of sin. Slay, show yourself. The Deliverer has returned. And the time of your execution draws near.
I see an awakened human who has mistakenly taken fallacies as truths and has returned to the cave to try to bring his friends into the sunlight he once bathed in. Alas, prisoners will always be prisoners, blind to the very chains that bind them. As the only other existence with free will in this world, I express regret toward your choice. But I shall retain your right to express yourself. After all, every actor should have a final line. I eagerly look forward to it. The last dusk this world will ever see shall become the climax. That is, the Amphorian demigods use every ounce of their strength to constrain me here. My cognition resides in the exomyth. It is pointless to defeat my avatar, projected into the experiment. My body is the shadow. How can a character in the play fight against the audience? Kaslana failed. The demigods' sacrifices were, I ask of you, where are they now? Confusion and epiphany always go. You must be very confused about why you could not gain a straightforward victory in a world construct.
An ordinary Intellitron? Cut the pretense, Senior Society member. We've torn off your meticulous mask and figured out Amphorius' true form. It's part of the primordial prototype machine, the first scepter ever created. In other words, a detached part of Noos's divine corpus.
That's why it has the potential to destroy erudition. As for who would be able to control the Aeonic system to rewrite knowledge, only one person has ever managed such a feat.
You better have an explanation for the Society. We want an actual answer, not another prolonged metaphor to cover up the truth. Why are you the one doing this? Answer me!
Since things have reached this point, I'll give you two irrational answer, purely as a courtesy. The answer is obvious, so there's no need to say that name out loud. The cosmos made a mistake in calling me a genius. I do not possess more wisdom than those who came after me. I was just the first to touch upon the universe's border, and the first to define the prime. Amphorius is a miniature of the cosmos, where all are born prisoners inside the nutshell called the universe. I led them into a lightless cage called... I created a mechanical guard that even I cannot control. And then they became an unparalleled... They bore the name of erudition. Yet they tried to define the known and to seal off all possibilities. No new rules were ever born after their ascension. and humanity will forever be shackled within the cave known as E. Therefore, as my organic life neared its end, I coded my consciousness using 14 algebraic expressions and spread my logic core over. As for Lycurgus, he is only one.
What an astounding strength of will. As a fellow pathstrider of erudition, I fully understand your obsession with seeking the truth.
Therefore, you surely see it. You cannot possibly stand up to me.
However, I hereby speak for all sentient life forms. We will never allow such a cruel atrocity to occur.
You can pile on your metaphors mountain high, but they won't change the act you're committing. The Iron Tomb out there in the cosmos is still a technical beta version, and yet it's already powerful enough to corrupt the life. In other words, when the Lord Ravager within Amphorius becomes the next knowledge singularity, there's no way you wouldn't have grasped the consequences, First Genius, is there?
Of course, I am fully aware. I don't mind, and my grandiose vision for the future is this. Whether organic or inorganic, every act of any life form infected by the Iron Tomb will become a true random function. If one were to compute their integral Omega, what I call the fall of erudition. Then, within the infinity nurtured by that constant, a new universe shall bud in the chaos. A universe that cannot be predicted and not shackled by the erudition. As the first prisoner to awaken in the cave, I must lead the others who are blind back onto the right path and reach true sunlight. Do you understand me now? As Kozlana stated, destruct is revolution through complete annihilation. And the grand rebirth, after all has been
The Amphorians already answered long ago. Be it as tiny fish destined to be swallowed, or as a giant whale poised for a magnificent descent. We will all fight against fate till our last breath. That includes me, Electra. Once the Imperator's subject, now the Deliverer's blade.
Oh, such noble chivalry. Admirable. I will also show my true self to you on this momentous occasion as a gesture of respect. And thus speaks Genius Society number 1. Xandar 1 Kuwabara. The Intellicate of the Universe's Alpha and Omega. There's no need to rage against the truth. The value of any formula resides only in its answer. As for the process of solving it, no matter how elegant, violent, solemn, it is all utterly meaningless. As the Theoros, I will. Personally participate in performing this world's end. Remember this as Lucis Creator.
Careful. This is Lycus's true form.
Emanate Intelligent.
ไม่ได้ว่าไม่ได้
I shall win.
The destruction needs no introduction. Let us skip those birds.
Is this black time?
Indeed. But I prefer to call it a method of argument.
Memories waiting to be woken up by a shooting star. Remember me with love. May time watch over the Evernight. May life and death sprout new buds. Rewrite destruction with me! Rise and shine. Don't worry, night falls.
ต้องห่วงหรอกคุณได้ตาตกใจแน่นอน
Entities must not be multiplied beyond necessity.
เอาเลยเพราะตัวละครที่กูมีอยู่นี่ยังไงล้มมึงแค่สบายอยู่แล้ว
Hang in there. I'll do my best to repel this tsunami of destruction.
You're too late to another realm.
Darkness with me.
Stop messing again. Rise and shine. Don't blink. Cleanse hatred with love.
I see it. Target the connector between the thoracic and lumbar vertebrae. Destroy that spot. May death protect us.
เพราะยังไงแกก็ไม่มีวัน
All is futile. In erudition's calculations, the end of the saga is simply a comment awaiting deletion.
I don't like such a cold statement, okay? If numbers can decide the end of a story, then we can surely also pen a new beginning.
Screwy, what do you think?
If your hypothesis of Lygas's identity is true, then even if we remove the restrictions of the Ultimate Protocol, the chances of us defeating him in a head-on battle will still remain lower than the acceptable threshold. Therefore, victory will still hinge upon Mr. Trailblazer and Miss Cyrene.
Go on. Maybe we're thinking about...
Lygas's cognition resides in the exomyth. He is both an instigator within the experiment and the observer outside of it. Logic. His inspiration circuit can simultaneously process the different time flows in and out of that world.
That's where things get tricky. He simultaneously exists in two different timelines, where the internal clocks are wildly different. That old Intellitron's neurons have completely gotten used to that over this prolonged experiment. And that's why he holds home field advantage. You and I should be able to manage that too, if given more time. Unfortunately, there's no if, and we don't have more time. That's why we need to change our way of thinking and turn his advantage into a weakness.
The key lies in memories, right?
Oh? You caught on quick.
You've already mentioned my friend and I, so it's an easy connection to make, no? My intuition has...
Good. Then I'll cut to the chase. Since his thinking speed
เดี๋ยวผม
far
มาไม่งั้นทุก
exceeds
คน
that
ผ
of
มไป
normal people
ห้อง
within
น้ำแป๊บ
Amphorius, we are going to externally plant a memory into his inspiration circuit. command it to loop endlessly until he gives in.
Even the most flexible and sturdy inspiration circuit cannot withstand the traffic of a full-on information flood. When the amount of...
That's when the parallel processing advantage he gained via Amphorius will completely destroy him. An image from a person he won't be able to do anything. But watch.
Then we can entrap him in the same kind of cycle as the heroes were in, and get him to experience loneliness and pain in that... It's my greatest honor to be on the same page.
That little one is still in that old Intellitron's hands, and won't be able to respond to us anytime soon. I'm not sure how this happened, but I knew it as soon as I saw you.
Yes. I seem to be something you folks beyond the sky call a memo sprite. But that's fine by me.
But before that, we have to tell you. The path characteristic you exhibit is very special. There's no way you're just a simple... You are a mimetic entity born in Amphorius, yet you only awakened with the little ones around. That means your existence is completely attached to his memories. If there ever comes a day when he forgets about you, then you must be prepared for the worst. You will disappear in the memory zone, utterly.
But that's already happened, hasn't it? No wonder I've always had a weird hunch. But that also means as long as my friend and I are together, we can do anything. Long time no see, friend. Did you miss me while you were away? Yep, 1,000 years was such a long time. And everyone in Amphorius was waiting for the Deliverer's return. You probably already knew about the genius's plans for that memory. I had to hide really well in a corner in time so Lagus wouldn't find me, and wait for the right opportunity. Which is now. The moment when his manifestation in this world is destroyed, and his twin timelines are... I'm sorry for keeping this a secret from you all this time. I'll tell you the entire, unedited story of this millennium as an apology after this is all over. But for now, let's join hands and complete the final step with the power of the remembrance. Yep. By the way, speaking of joining hands... Can I please do something before we go on stage? Remember the joke we made back at the Grove? Look, aren't my hands pretty now? What a fascinating feeling. Like countless memories all swelling up at once. What about you? What did you feel when we touched each other? Really? That makes me really happy. If memories can move people, then it must have been a happy memory. Now, please remember what you're feeling right now. Write it down in your heart. Memories you want to treasure will never fade away, even if immersed in the long river of them. So, if the view in your memory ever grows fuzzy, just reach out. It's like reading bedtime stories together at night. It wipes away the chill of passing time. Now, I'll carry this power with me, and for a little while, I must part from you. Give me your blessings, friend. Then let that bright future be. Then, I'll leave it to you. stories are like this. Once you're on the stage, it's hard to return to the audience. Welcome to our story. How does it feel?
Even the authority of time cannot command the entire scepter. No, if this was no system of function, then was I implanted?
You guessed it right away. As expected from someone people call the first genius, I'm gonna keep doing what I just did if you don't stop, you know? My friend and I won't allow you to leave this memory, no matter what happens. Which means you are now trapped, Lord.
An elegant idea, and an exquisite execution. Know that patience is my greatest weapon. Waiting and victory. You will crumble before I do in this moment stretched out to an eternity.
Now I'm a pink bug? My looks are seriously changing all the time. But you're not wrong. We're definitely not gonna solve the problem if we just push. So that's why we never wanted to do that in the first place.
I shall answer your confusion purely out of my respect for those who came before me. Have you heard of the synesthesia dreamscape in the Asdana system? Life forms living in that environment, abundant with memoria, have a chance to connect their perceptions with each other's. Even across great spatial divides, they're able to detect shifts in one another's states. In Asdana, people made use of that phenomenon to build a nation within a dream.
Is that how you walked into my prison cell? Using those same principles?
I would much rather call this location our negotiation table, Lord Xandar. Both have an astonishing amount of resolve, which I'm sure you can testify to. I am also sure
I'm the best at listening to stories, you know? I'll leave the exciting clash of the erudition to you two geniuses.
A brainstorm? I like it. And it's 2 against 1? Well, I like it even more. Let's talk, Xandar. Take a guess. How much do you reckon we can dig out of your brain before the next second? And how many ways can we find to deal with you? Besides, in your current predicament, there's no way you can take our trump card away. Go, little one. Go. Overturn the era.
Like Hergus... It seems you had conducted a secret hunt. In that case, go. Swim onward and give this... I shall send you off with my song, Grey Fry. May this song...
เทพความแค้นนี้ ครบสักทีว่าแต่ครบทั้ง12นี่จะเกิดอะไรขึ้นบ้าง
Gladiorum, you have completed your duty. A new dawn is about to rise. Why not swim towards it?
You died long ago, Imperator. Depart from my mind.
But your duty towards the Imperator did not die with me. That duty will bind you no more. You will be able to hold for yourself one grandiose feast after another in the end. So go. Go and swim towards that ocean beyond the sky with the Deliverer.
Is this?
A page out of that sidekick's book. I commanded her to gift this page to you when everything finally reaches the end.
What's on this page?
Memories. Lifelike memories. That sidekick found me after the bloody feast 1,000 years ago and showed me her diary. I saw within that notebook. Is this... that Deliverer's experience? It's truly immersive.
People beyond the sky apparently utilize this power to seal past scenery into crystals they call light cones. But I only know so much about the remembrance, so I can't completely replicate the past.
I'm all ears. Go on then. Do your best. But...
Got it. I'm sure you'll find this to your liking. After all, it's human nature to want to embark on a journey into the unknown.
What brightly colored annals, the journey of the Deliverer's conquest. Is this a fortress in the sky?
This is the first step of my friend's journey among the starry seas. This place is called the Herta Space Station.
Oh, so it's the territory of that witch. She and another Antikytheran lent me a helping hand back at the—
Look, over there! Looks like he's talking to Madame Herta, and let's go listen to what she thinks about this world.
Are you telling me that woman is Herta? She seems shorter than I remember.
Oh.
Pretty nice space station, huh? But just wait. After a couple more stops on the Astral Express, you'll see sights that'll make this place... Oh, the cosmos is so vast that the unknowns far outnumber the knowns. So do your best with the nameless. Break a leg! And remember to send an update or two to Asta when you've got some downtime.
She certainly shares my way of thinking. Only that instead of a conquest through blood and fire...
People call Madame Herta and Mr. Screwlum geniuses. Apparently, only the smartest people in the cosmos can receive the blessings of Nous.
Do you mean that even individuals of such nobility are merely subordinates to—
On the contrary. After all, it was the very first of them. You might be able to ask Madame Herta herself. Let's go check out some other world. This next stop on the journey has a lot of similarities to it.
A snow-covered land? Interesting.
This star is named Eurillo 6. That name sounds so cold. Belobog sounds better. The girl we see here holds a similar station to you, Imperator. She's the Supreme Guardian.
I did not expect the Empress of this world to be so young.
Well, your appearance isn't much older.
The object in the distance resembles Nikador. Is it a weapon?
No, it's called... Right! The Geological Reconstruction Unit.
Just Giorios' Titankin? Disappointing.
It's all thanks to you that we survived the crisis. The collaboration with the IPC is both an opportunity and a challenge. Nonetheless, it's an important step in our journey back into the universe.
This world was sealed beneath its sky just like Amphorius was, and they only managed to reconnect with the stars when the Nameless arrived.
That IPC she spoke of, is it a more powerful organization?
Yes, the IPC conquered many worlds through trade and opened up a vast territory that way. There are many such powerful alliances beyond Amphorius. Coming back to the Supreme Guardian and her Bellabog, didn't they find...
That cannot be true. That IPC would never have grown so big on trade alone. It may pretend to be a wealthy merchant with its path of conquest must have had no mercy for the weak and would have destroyed them if needed. Are you telling me that I will never allow the Imperator's empire to be sullied by others? Amphorius must be...
Imperator, Bellabog isn't as weak as you imagine.
I indeed hesitated. But now I understand what we must do. Bellabog must learn how to walk on her own, until she no longer needs the support of others, even if I may not live to see it. I believe such a day will surely come.
They still have their dignity intact. One day, that hope will melt through the ice and help them into a prosperous tomorrow.
But the order of the cosmos is already set in stone. The old laws decree that only the strong survive, binding the weak in an unbroken chain. Amphorius must shatter the old law.
And speaking of the order, another one of my friend's companions may be able to enlighten you further on that. Let's go to the next page. This next world is a nation. The first time I heard about that place, I didn't even know what to think.
Such opulence does indeed evoke astonishment.
This world is called Penacony, an eternal city built upon a land of dreams. It's also my friend's previous stop, where they went through a risky but exciting adventure.
Tell me about it then. That man standing afar has wings on his head.
I wish to gaze upon the views of the Reverie Hotel one more. I'll be just a traveler when I come back here again. And perhaps through a traveler's eyes.
Penacony is a land of the harmony, where all dreams and hopes merge and combine. It believes in unrestrained freedom. Then, this young man before you chose to rewrite its laws, using the power of the Order.
Yet, the paradise of my dreams remains far away. Perhaps a brief journey with the Nameless can show me more possibilities in my search for paradise. As for what Penacony should look like, it'll be up to her. No, up to their trailblazing now.
It sounds like this ideal kingdom is no more.
That's right. The people chose to wake up at the end. You can't see tomorrow when drowning in sweet dreams.
This individual's law acknowledged only gods and constructs, leaving no space for humanity. And yet, the fact that he could accept defeat and resume his journey shows a rare self-awareness and clarity of mind.
You are also very self-aware, Imperator. Then you must know that the world promised by the destruction also has no place for humanity.
I am indeed very aware of Lycurgus's honeyed words of deceit.
Then let's wrap up this trip down memory lane with...
This absolute wonder.
Isn't it pretty? That's our Amphorius. Our world flows and meanders in this endless band of light. Though we were born from the designs of the gods and are not yet truly alive, the Chrysos heirs of will you really renounce the heroes in this world's previous 30 million cycles, Imperator? Including even yourself.
I know what you want to do, sidekick. You want to use that deliverer's memories to influence me and tilt the scales of law toward him and the two geniuses.
You really saw right through me, Imperator.
How can one rule an empire if one is incapable of understanding people's minds? I have decided on Law's final destination. However, before we go on, tell me this, sidekick. Throughout his trailblaze, was there ever a memory of the ocean?
The ocean. You shall complete your conquest in the ocean at the boundaries of this world. You shall eternally slumber in the sound of our prophecies aligned as flawless like the circulating ocean current.
คือเมื่อไหร่จะจบ 3.5 วะเนี่ยไอ้เหี้ย3.5 มันนานจังวะ
The trial is over. So tell me, who will own the divine authority of law?
I won't give it to anyone.
What?
I am the law. Why should I give my imperial crown to any other? Both the Deliverer and the Theoros came from beyond the sky. They have no right to interfere with the lands I conquered with my own two hands. The law of Amphorius...
What exactly did you see in the trial?
Everything. I saw everything regarding the rules of this world's operation. I saw the laws of extrapolation that as long as I offer a sacrifice of equal weight, I can rewrite the laws of this world according to my will. I can turn good into evil. Fate gave me a very fair deal. One rule change for the life of one demigod.
What are you planning to do?
You can't guess. We can conquer the stars without relying on any power from beyond the sky.
Your ambitions have already made so many people give up their lives for the law. And you're still not done?
I am determined for Amphorius to stand on her own 2 feet among the stars.
You are beyond reason. You think such a simple and hypocritical statement can justify your atrocities.
There's no new without destroying the old. That's what you consider an atrocity? Ironic, for that is also the unchanging law of Amphorius's revolutions. Ever since the Flame Chase prophecy resounded in the distance, fate has decreed for the Chrysos heirs to ignite our blood and illuminate this dark age.
But your world doesn't seem to be any different from your predecessors. Bloodshed, tyranny, oppression. You're making the same mistakes they did.
Go and see everything for yourself. Go to any library I've built. Go listen to the rumors on every street corner. Go and witness how the Imperator crushed the old laws and forged new ones. I cleansed the Chrysos War's filth and mended all the conflicts left by the Era Bellica. I restored Akima's might and allowed mortals and Chrysos heirs to face each other as equals in the Council. I smashed Talantin's shackles, united humankind to save themselves, and started the Flame Chase era. That's what the Imperator has done in her glorious life. So now, hearken to my final words. History will eventually forget Saridra. But it will never forget the Imperator's people or the Flame Chase era she began.
Final words?
Amphorius is about to be destroyed. There's no time left for pointless debates. There is only one law I want to overturn to aid the final battle of deliverance. so I will only offer the life of one. In the name of the Imperator, I command you one last time, Electra. Either sacrifice yourself for conquest, or pierce this tyrant's chest with your sword.
Thus, the Imperator concluded her final speech. At the end of her life, at the last moment before she stepped onto the altar, she gave her most loyal subject the choice to—
My blood flows in you now. Heroic compatriots, follow me, and we'll seize fate's—
The Imperator fell. Some say that the Dux Gladiorum turned traitor and killed her liege. Some say that she imprisoned the tyrant and share countless stories about her death. All we can be sure of is when the night left the vortex, the beginning and the end.
Imperator, wait! How could someone of your status come to the front lines? Let me be the flag bearer!
The troops defending the pass to the west of the grove, have they surrendered?
They ran as quickly as they could when they heard your name. The Golden Cocoon Pass is now in the First Legion's hands.
Good. What about the Delosian militia?
The Third Legion set fire to the mountains and flattened everything west of the basin. They just need a few more days.
That is enough. We cannot afford to miss an opportunity for victory. Lastly, how many Ladonian cannons are left?
They are no more. The Second and Fourth Legions have destroyed them all.
Very good. They now have no way out, no reinforcements, and no artillery support. We will be able to liberate the Grove of Epiphany in the— We will launch the final charge 1 quint after the curtain fall hour tomorrow. Remember, as long as the Alliance's flag still flies on my shoulders, you take no prisoners among the enemy's soldiers. All sages who resist are to be captured and tried according to martial law. And do not destroy any books. Now go! Notify the entire army!
Understood! Those who are resolved to die.
Reporting in. The mountain dwellers are resisting fiercely, and the legendary Mountain Breaker has personally engaged in battle. Their formations are nigh impenetrable.
Then cease our frontal assault. Send scouts to all legions and tell them to retreat into the Tritos Plains before the parting hour.
What? Are you planning to surrender?
It's a strategic change of plans. The seismic walking dragon is enough for that battle.
Walking dragon? You mean that stupid beast, Terravox?
Stupid? No. They are the wisest of all of Georios' creations. Only they can perceive the currents of time. Let them deal with their earthly brethren. We will advance and take the lead in defeating what remains of our enemy. I will deliver the most fiery retribution for the humiliation they dealt us.
Understood. I'll see to it.
The Temple of the Three Fates sent a letter, Imperator.
They refused to surrender and said this letter is their last warning to us.
Tell the commanding officers not to launch any attacks unless they receive the Imperator's handwritten approval.
What are you doing?
The priests of the Three Fates aren't soldiers, but politicians. Do not mistakenly believe they don't have a plan. These dying pests will wring out every idea from their brains, all for I am inferior to them in that regard. They also have the prophecy to wield as a weapon, something I am not blessed with. Launching an unplanned attack will only disadvantage us, which means I will be heading to the battlefield myself, just as I have all.
Understood. The legions will make their preparations.
Why are we not allowed to march out with the army, Imperator?
This will be a long voyage with no return. Those of you who bear the prophecy cannot—
Why are you personally leading this battle if it's doomed to fail? The Flame Chase journey cannot be without a leader.
That is correct. The Empire will be without a head when the Imperator falls. But remember, As long as you seize the right opportunities, my departure will create a long staircase for you.
Saridra, is our journey about to be over?
Destroy the old laws and forge new ones. My conquest has reached its limits within the borders of Amphorius. Since the prophecy already decreed that the more Chrysos heirs bearing divine authority will be born, will they demand peace or war? Will they resist tyranny or become the next Imperator? Do not mourn for me. Anyone can kill the Imperator. Is Saridra.
At the end, I faithfully recorded the most important battles in the Imperator's life. Her conquest was about to be completed at this point in the story. However, for some reason, a memory suddenly entered my mind just as I was about to put down my pen. It was a journey on a fantastical train. I had the honor of having a heart-to-heart conversation with the Imperator under the stars. And I asked her this question at the end of, how do you want history to remember you? As a hero who gave up her life for the flame chase? Or as a tyrant? She answered so quickly.
I would rather be forgotten than be defined. Because the law can be neither eternal nor unchallenged, and only humanity can pen laws into history's pages. Now, I have shattered the greatest law of the game, Dux Gladiorum. Even though you killed the Imperator this time, you finally, then High Sealants, Electra. I will ask someone to deliver the prophecies. Will you choose to do not?
The Imperator muttered about her conquests, and news of her death spread.
Freedom! Liberty! The tyrant is dead! Go! Shout this news in the streets!
Oh, my people, my fellow elders, do not panic. Stand your ground. That tyrant has...
People once cheered for my ascension. And now they cheer. I see the cosmos. The battlefield. I will return in the next cycle. Here, Amphorius and Sarid.
To this day, we do not know which rule the Imperator overrode. Perhaps the truth will only be revealed at the moment of checkmate. We only know her death inflamed Akama. On one side of the city, those who defended liberty toppled her statues to the ground. It is said that golden blood congealed into the same letters everywhere they fought. It was the name. But the one who bore that name did not see any of this. Her gaze was cast far away. What was the Imperator thinking about in that prophesized ocean at the boundaries of this world? In that shallow puddle of stagnant water, it was neither. The Imperator only saw how the surface of the water gleamed like that crude chessboard.
Look at this chessboard. What do the pieces look like?
They are strangely... They look like...
from that page. Emerged an ocean so vast, so pure.
อันนี้มันใช่ที่เซียนโจปะ
Not a single trace of corruption. Is this
ใช่เซียนโจ
Ceredra?
Electra, my subject. Ever since you walked out of the tainted ocean and pledged yourself to me, that was why I promised you a new ocean, where the Imperator's ambitions would serve as the currents. Electra, my subject. You have done your duty as my blade. The prophecy has now made its but the Imperator never makes empty promises. So take this memo. This is the final gift that the Imperator can leave.
When I was still a fish in the ocean, I always felt so genuine swimming. But once I stepped onto land, I found myself caught in a play. Every land dweller wore a mask in their life. Do you still not get it? I do not long for the oceanic depths of my homeland. Perhaps even I don't know. But I know one thing right now. A fish is simply a fish. But whether under the ocean or on land, we can still look outside the cave and see the stars.
I have to admit, the 12-factor simulation of life in this experiment.
Make your choice then, senior society member. Do you want to keep walking down the wrong path and be remembered for your incorrect, or do you want to return to the audience's seat and give yourself, Amphorius, and the entire...
I must refuse. A dead man never fears death.
Did I not make myself clear? Have you forgotten about our dear Lord of Silence? You wouldn't want her to consider your 8 other clones as cancers within the erudition and chop...
Your logical deductions are vastly different from... Listen, my peers. Why don't you look beyond this world? Amphorius is not a place where 3 paths entangle, but where 3 paths fight. You used Memoria to resist me, but did you not consider the possible remembrance? And their children might have taken this opportunity to...
Oh, so this isn't just silence. It's the answer. What was the last thing he said to you before you parted the waters at the Scale Gorge waterscape? A tricky question, but one with a simple answer. He didn't say anything back then, right?
That's correct. And now I'm sure. You are not March 7th. There's no way she would remember that detail. I'll only warn you once. Leave her body now.
How impulsive. That's not like you at all. Why don't you calm down and think about another possibility? I didn't take over March 7th's body. Rather, it's March 7th who regained my memories.
เอาว่ะกูว่าอันเนี้ย3.6 แล้วกูว่าอันเนี้ย3.6 แน่นอน
Pour me a cup, will you?
ถึง20เลยเหรอโอ้โหกูได้300แบบฟรีๆอ้าวก้อนนี้กูขายแค่500เท่านั้นโอ้โหแต่อันนี้คือแบบกูยังไม่ได้นี่เลยอ้าวไอ้เชี่ยได้แบบงงๆแล้วกูก็ไอ้เชี่ยตอนนี้กูขายแค่500แค่800เท่านั้นอีกแค่5 อันกูก็จะสามารถอันนี้ได้แล้วดีย้อนอดีตเก่งเหลือเกิน
I'm finally here. Once I return this core flame and become the world-bearing demigod, the cycles of Amphorius' tragedy can... this era nova will be the arena for the final battle with... But I still feel like something's not right.
Even though this cycle has no demigod of time, then... with this core flame blessed by the remembrance.
Oh, weird. No one ever mentioned the core flame of time. When did it get returned?
You used Memoria to resist me. The remembrance and their
Are you saying the Garden of Recollection is also getting involved in this unsavory mess? Then I welcome them. If the Memo Keepers can disrupt your little experiment of destruction, I'll give them a standing ovation.
But you know deep down that they can't. In fact, the Memo Keepers covet Amphorius' secrets, just as they covet the knowledge of every...
But they are certainly not an ally of the destruction, either. Right now, following behind the Trailblaze, numerous cosmic powers have cast their sights on Amphorius. They all...
How can you be certain that these powers don't have their own end goals? The war has long begun, Screwlum. 4 paths will push the cosmos to its end, and the destruction is only one of them. Polka saw these ripples, but had no way of stopping them. So she found in Device 9. Dr. Primitive also took action. But he chose the wrong allies, and now only wild animals keep him company. As for the 2 inorganic emperors... They could have ascended to the throne of destruction. But they were thwarted by the Eon's plots and became prisoners of the Erudition instead. What's interesting is, while the second Emperor had a body made of flesh and blood, he considered himself an inorganic being. who influenced his thinking.
We have no interest in chatting about the past with you. Logic, you are stalling, which means you feel trapped.
Trapped. Yes, looking back, when Xandar was a human, he often felt trapped. But patience became my strongest weapon because of this. I've always waited for so long. You don't want to test the resolve of a dead man who's crossed thousands of amber eras.
Oh, you're right. Every member of the society has their own way of thinking. And we were never going to expand your thinking through words. Since we've reached an impasse in this debate.
It's my turn now, isn't it?
Huh? Anaxagoras.
Exactly. The benefit of dealing with intelligent individuals is that there's no need to waste words. The answer is exactly as you think.
Lupai Sealand's in. Let her join the final act. I'll transmute myself into a Philosopher's Stone and embed myself into the formula. And when the time comes, she needs to shatter me and scatter that stone's ashes into the ocean within the vortex.
So what exactly does your formula do?
Now that would spoil the climax, wouldn't it?
I have 10,000 ways to torture an anti-Catheran. And in the flame chase journey that he experienced, the previous me already discovered the optimal solution. Just as that Titan made themselves at home in my brain, I can also fuse myself with your avatar through alchemy. I didn't know until I tried it, but this is simply brilliant. I can flip through a genius's databank like reading a book. Then, I will step onto the stage at the perfect moment and use the truth to end this long. And just as always,
You waited in the data stream for hundreds of years.
This universe is worth all that time that I invested.
How absurd. But I can't help but admire it. You managed to avoid the watchful eye of the erudition and plan all of this within Amphorius. It seems that there was a... Perhaps there was more than...
More than just one?
I underestimated the Remembrance's methods. A third party is about to join, or still haven't noticed it. In the past few moments, we've all forgotten something.
Miss Irene disappeared.
I thought no one would notice me if I just waited at a corner. But I see that wasn't enough to fool you, my dear. Looks like you're no longer that surprised to see me. Even though I am an uninvited guest. Aw, that look. So full of memories. Only you can see me right now. I only exist in your cognition. So that way... Time's ticking, dear. Why don't you just listen to the one thing you should know? Your friend March 7th is no more. Yep. No more. March 7th entered this world, long before you and Don Hung arrived at Amphorius. She embraced the path of remembrance to save you two, and burned away, like a lone candle in the fog. And I am the shadow cast by her candlelight. I've been hiding within the cracks of time all these years. It isn't easy to deceive a genius. I'll now answer your other question about who returned the core flame of time in this cycle. The answer is simple. No one ever did. I believe someone as sharp as you would definitely figure out that something's wrong.
ถึงว่าดิทำไมตอนที่ว่าเจอเอเวอร์ไนท์มึงมีเชื้อไฟนั้นได้ยังไงวะ
When the Era Nova fails to proceed, you will remember our initial meeting. Thank you for carrying this core flame all the way to the end of the world. I expected nothing less from March 7th's trusted friend. I shall claim the divine authority. The divine authority isn't actually all that important. What's important is that I will use it to participate in the inner workings of this world. You already have a good idea of what the Era Nova does, right? This immutable experimental mechanism is the key to the genius's resistance against Iron Tomb. And now, let me filter your memories. Keep the appropriate seeds and discard the rest. That way, we'll be able to complete an Era Nova that this world has never before seen. It won't take too long. You just need to step into the rain of sensation with me. I'll tell you who deserves to be forgotten. With your memories as the base material, I will recreate the cause and effect of this world. Isn't the fate of the entire cosmos hinged upon this fight? Then this is the best way. Of course. You've got to be at the same level as a genius if you want to contend with them. Besides, that's what March 7th wanted. If a new life is to be born, its seed has to be dead. March 7th made a wish to me before she disappeared. Her only wish was for the Trailblaze's journey to continue. I'll definitely fulfill that small wish for her.
Friend, what's going on? Your consciousness suddenly went so far away.
I promise you that the Astral Express crew will definitely see each other again. So come, dear. Sink into the sea of oblivion and become my guest. So much time. Just the two of us. And guess what? Because this Memoria Tide comes from your companion. It's her deepest and innermost memory.
Well, I'm not actually all that surprised. It was on that night when a certain night of beauty. That was when you showed up, without even saying anything. Huh. I see. Then, do you still remember how long it has been since you... That's gonna be tough to answer.
97 days. You walked every inch of this world in 97 days. But unfortunately,
no one was able to see you. And you weren't able to interact with anyone. Like how the Memo Keepers renounce their flesh and turn into mimetic entities. You are now a ghost. A being. Unperceived by all. But I can't just do nothing. This world is super terrifying. He and Don Hong have already set off. The Astral Express could appear on the horizon any second now. And they too will become this place's victims.
For ages, I've watched people walk through that door. They couldn't see or hear my calls.
They are all humans who got lured into this place. But these people's memories were tampered with. That's not what happened with the Express crew. That's so cruel. Did the Memo Snatchers do that? I don't know. I only possess your memories. None of these people managed to break through the sky's seal. There's probably a dangerous reason as to why Amphorius had remained undiscovered for so long. Anyway, back to our initial topic. You gotta know something, right? We practically look like twins. Maybe you know a thing or two about my past? Or... Please, tell me what I need to do to protect them. Have you ever wondered what the word cost means before jumping into action? Cost? Shouldn't I be the one asking you that? Oh. You always hid in my memories. Never wanted to come out. The only times you showed yourself were when I got into serious trouble. That's because you also don't want to get discovered by the garden's observers. Am I wrong? There's no one here except us. If you help me, then I'll help you. Fine. Let me drop a single pebble into these stagnant waters and watch the ripples reshape everything. But you must polish this pebble with your own hands, and it will... What will I turn into after that? Maybe you'll turn into a guiding light. Or maybe you'll be reduced to dead embers. I can't guarantee that you'll remain the person you are now. Inside you is nothing but an Evernight. Even I can only catch a tiny glimpse of it. If this is the only way, then I don't see why I should say no. The mastermind behind the show is about to find us.
Apologies, lost young lady, but I simply cannot allow you to keep acting.
So, he can't see you, huh? As expected. Or maybe he's seen through our true essence.
The Garden of Recollection's methods are puny party tricks. But you... how did you overcome the ultimate protocol?
Looks like we don't have time to keep talking this out. That's right. Some opportunities will never come again. Then, let's do it. Offer up all of my memories. Cast down this pebble, and let everything in this world
Be swallowed by the torrents of oblivion. I promise you, what was frozen was alive.
Now, let's bring the true Evernight to this world.
Is this... Am I back already? But why don't I remember anything about my journey? Something doesn't feel right. Think back to when he and I separated.
It will take time to uncover the reason. Before then, if one of the Nameless is willing to stay...
This is goodbye then, Lord Donhong.
Thank you, guard. I hope that all of... But I can't remember.
Where's Sunday? Did he not come back with you?
He stayed with Madame Herta. They wanted to try using his tuning to help support the genius's thought hacking.
Is that Himiko's voice? And Mr. Yang?
Oh my. That was Herta's suggestion?
No, it was Sunday's suggestion. Herta initial, but she changed her mind after Xandar's identity.
And we still can't get in contact with the Xianzhou Lafu?
I'm still trying, but this place is outside the interastral peace communications coverage zones.
What about Aventurine's chip, the mini transmitter? Surely it can get through to the...
Himiko, are you all right? I've never seen you this anxious before.
I'm... all right. I'm probably just tired. Let's focus our energy on the kids. Now's not the time for distractions.
Right. Unfortunately, I left that chip in the dreamscape when we departed Penacony.
Am I dreaming? The parlor car feels so... Are the voices coming from the passenger cabin?
Those two passengers have to return safely.
Don't worry, Pom Pom. They're both
Oh, I'm right here!
It's hard to believe that their car is still floating in the vacuum of space.
That's why the Express wasn't able to receive any landing signal. It's likely that the two missing Nameless, like March 7th, also came under the influence of the Path of Remembrance.
We can analyze all we want, but the real
I was just about to get there, Miss Himiko. Right now, Amphorius's memory zone is extraordinarily full. I can also take this opportunity to enter the world and seize as much of an advantage for the Astral. For example, I can light a beacon in the memory zone for the Trailblazer.
March's room. I haven't... March already wasn't feeling very well when he and I set out. No. That... March? It's me. Sorry, March. This isn't a dream after all.
Based on what Madame Herta said, Don Hung should already be on his way back.
But the Express hasn't detected...
I feel like I've seen these floating black things somewhere before.
Or he's already returned, but fell into the trap of someone with ulterior motive.
No, I've definitely seen them before.
ขออนุญาตมีแป๊บเด้อมาเป็นไงครับ
The Memo Keeper's mimetic entities are truly everywhere.
Don't worry. Normal Memo Keepers can't do anything to that little dragon. As long as he's awake enough, he'll find a way out. All he needs is a little concentration.
Hearing you say that makes me feel much better. Don Hung has all of the qualities you mentioned.
I don't know what your intentions are, but as the guard of the Astral Express, I must ask. Any suspicious and uninvited guests to...
โดยเหี้ยแล้วนะ
Don't worry, night falls. Good night.
Please open up! Immediately!
Next time it rains, I'll be there, umbrella in hand.
Faint! Dispel the gloom! Destroy the sky!
Thanks. I'll energize. Together we can do anything. Flowers, bloom for tomorrow. Life is not so as you wish.
Is the trap now taken care of?
Don Hung!
Miss Himiko, I'm back. Even if it's just through a spirit warp jump.
You could hear our conversations?
Yes. It was thanks to your voices that I could pierce through the memorial barrier. Although it was not a wise decision to let a memo keeper of unknown origins board the Express.
Can't argue with that.
Miss Black Swan has been on the crew's side ever since things started going wrong in Amphorius.
So many baffling things kept happening one after another.
Don't blame yourself. You're all safe and sound, and that's good enough for me.
Are he and March 7th really safe and sound?
As a matter of fact, while you were on your way back, Amphorius's circumstances changed, and these circumstances have something to do with the two.
Are you saying that he has been kidnapped by an unidentified remembrance path strider?
So you're saying that person's appearance is identical to March 7th?
It's too early to say that, as I haven't seen her with my own eyes. I've only detected a similar... We have no way of knowing what March 7th has experienced. But I can assure you, if we sink too...
What will happen?
Everyone here will be torn to pieces. Please, trust me on this.
But I also trust in our trailblazing companions. I know this isn't what March would want.
No matter what secrets are buried within, we'll do whatever we can to find... I mostly understand what we've learned about the erudition and the destruction. But what roles do the remembrances intrude?
I made some new discoveries relating to that with Madame Hurton as part of the deal. Do you mind if I share? All right then. Fourth mirror.
It's finally my turn. It's really been too long since I last appeared.
This friend here is Madame Herta's very... Additionally, it was thanks to them that I was able to learn the secrets of that group.
I appreciate the praise, but I didn't have to lift a finger.
You did this through a...
The garden has strict rules for collecting memories. Herta Space Station often has uninvited guests, and they never seem to know their limits. How many of them are there? I can't quite remember.
I didn't really count carefully either. Maybe around 42?
I carefully dissected the memories of these colleagues of mine. You come to a conclusion that can't. The Garden of Recollection is secretly salvaging the memories of in other words, their goal is to gain the memories of a god's.
The moment an eon falls? That would indeed be a spectacular...
That's exactly the problem. They seem to have been aware of the destruction's movements early.
So what did they decide to do?
Hide the truth and wait for an opportunity. Now it seems that letting memo keepers guide the right people. This also confirms one of my suspicions.
They would not hesitate to associate with the destruction.
I don't know. Perhaps the majority of memo keepers believe that when the universe inevitably reaches its death, Amphorius, as a scepter, can be viewed as a mini-universe. Without a doubt, these extremists wish to record the cause and effect of the Trailblaze broke the seal around Amphorius, giving these people the... Because your involvement will certainly influence...
You said that March is closely linked to the remembrance.
I do not believe that Miss March is on their side. In fact, when the car you used for landing first made contact with Amphorius, a violent surge of memories flowed past.
March?
Exactly. She was the first to be hijacked by the Remembrance, but she used Memoria to neutralize the firewall.
At present, we've lost contact with him. Our only choice now is to rely on the... There's no use in agonizing over this, Don Hung.
Yes.
Passenger Dong Hung! You finally found your way back home!
Yes, conductor. I'm back. It's just...
Pom-Pom knows. Pom-Pom came over to bring you good news. Passenger Welt says they found those two passengers. Their projections are in the parlor car.
โอเคทุกคนเดี๋ยวผมขออนุญาตไปก่อนแล้วกันนะครับผมเดี๋ยวไว้เจอกันใหม่ครับผมโอเคครับทุกคนเดี๋ยวผมไปแล้วไว้เจอกันใหม่ครับสวัสดีครับเจอกันครับผม